Once upon a time there was a young shepherd named David who lived in the fields of Bethlehem. He was the youngest son in his family and often overlooked. His days were filled with tending to his family's sheep, protecting them from predators like lions and bears. While others might have seen his role as small and insignificant, David saw it as an opportunity to grow closer to God. Every moment in the quiet of the fields, he used to pray, worship, and trust in God's strength. One day, David's father sent him to the battlefield where his brothers were stationed with the Israelite army. The Israelites were at a standstill, paralyzed with fear by a giant warrior named Goliath, who taunted them daily. Goliath was a Philistine standing over 9 feet tall, covered in armor, with a spear so heavy that no ordinary man could lift it. For 40 days he challenged the Israelites to send one man to fight him, but no one dared. When David arrived, he heard Goliath's threats and saw the fear in the eyes of the entire army, even in the eyes of King Saul himself. Unlike the rest, David did not tremble. He could not understand how they allowed this giant to defy the armies of the living God. With simple, childlike faith he asked, "Who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God?" His words struck the ears of the soldiers, who brought him to King Saul. Saul looked at David and doubted. After all, David was just a boy, untrained for war. But David remembered the times when God had delivered him from the jaws of lions and the claws of bears. If God had been with him then, why would he not be with him now? With unwavering confidence, David told Saul, "The Lord who rescued me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine." Saul relented, and David stepped forward, armed not with armor or sword, but with a simple sling and 5 smooth stones he had gathered from the brook. As David approached, Goliath laughed, mocking him. "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?" But David's heart was full of courage and faith. He replied, "You come against me with sword and spear, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied." With a steady hand, David placed a stone in his sling, swung it, and released it with precision. The stone flew through the air and struck Goliath square in the forehead. The mighty giant fell face down, defeated. The Israelite army, once filled with fear, erupted in cheers and chased the fleeing Philistines. David's victory was a testimony that no matter how small or insignificant we feel, God can use us mightily when we trust in him. It was not David's size, strength, or weapon that defeated Goliath, but his faith in a powerful God. This story is a reminder that whatever giants we face, be they challenges, fears, or doubts, they are no match for God's power when we put our faith in him. Like David, when we are faced with challenges that seem insurmountable, we should remember that our strength comes from God. With faith, we can conquer any fear, overcome any obstacle, and stand victorious in the face of giants.